The way you make love, sweet darling. That ain't the way you make love. You've been turning around uptown with some fancy clown, with some fancy clown. You've been turning around uptown with some fancy clown, with some fancy clown. I hear you in the background.
One of the unusual things about this group is that each guy in the group can lead. Any guy in the group can do it.
Straight out the Ville. It's the Back Alley Fellas podcast.
They said we could never make it. They said
Billy got it bumping. In the back alley. Taking shots of whiskey and only go.
What's up? We back. Back Alley Fellas, back again. How you doing?
I know.
Blessings to everyone. Yo, what's up, family?
What's good?
Not a thing. You know what it is. It's Mike D, Big Pat, Brother Six. You know what we formed. We formed that beautiful triune that we call the Back Alley Fella podcast. How y'all doing, fellas? How y'all doing?
Man, almost perfect, dear brother. Glad to be seen and not viewed.
Indeed. I know that's right. What up, Big Pat? How you feeling, boss?
I'm doing great. This dude's the king of metaphors. You got more sayings. Do you understand me? This is what you got more.
That's it.
He
need to put a little small book out. The sayings of Brother Six. You know what I mean?
Better be seen and viewed.
Right.
But I'm doing good, man. It's funny, man. And living with this dude every day, it's like a sitcom every day.
Right. Y'all should start recording. Recording yourself.
He should record. Yeah, we should record each other, man.
Hey, that'd be
so we doing good, though, man.
Hey, man. He's funny, man. I nailed to him tonight. He is funny, man. Oh, man. He's hilarious.
So first, give all honors to the Most High. And
Indeed.
That's what's up. For my brother Reg, rest in peace to his family. His family, much love to his wife and kids, and I'm just glad to be here, man. How about you?
Now, all is well. You know what I mean? Working, life. You know what I mean? So all is well. Again, shout out to our first time, last time listeners, all those that continue to rock with us. We appreciate you.
Somebody to tell somebody.
Indeed, to tell a friend to join in to what we call the Back Alley Fella podcast. Oh, she got that glamour. You know what I'm saying? She got that glamour picture. You know what I mean? But definitely happy. Again, shout out to 23rd Street, Louisville, stand up, Naptown, South Carolina, everything across the world. Everybody stand up, but peace and love to our brother Reggie. who's rested well with the ancestors. Peace to his family, all the way around. Miss him always. And you know what we do? We're gonna go ahead and get it started. Do our ritual because we got a couple of guests. We may have another young brother come on a little later on, and we want to get their perspective. We did something last week, and we want to do a part 2 to it and get these young folks' perspective. So with that, you know what we do. The first thing I got to go around the horn, you know, with my 2 compadres is what you got in your cup, because I know last week, you know, it was on some basic stuff. It was cranberry juice and that was it, and tea. So what we doing today, Brother Six? What you doing?
I'm doing Gatorade today,
okay,
brother.
Okay,
that's what I'm doing. Putting some electrolytes. I done work, ain't had nothing to eat all day.
Okay,
trying to do that 1 meal a day thing again, man. You know, so that's what I got. What you got? What you got, bro? Dr. P, Dr. Pat, Doc Pat. I call him Doc Pat. That stands for Patrick Andrew Thomas. See what I'm talking about? It's cold.
Hey, man. Hey, I'm doing some West End iced tea.
What is West End iced tea? Talk to me about what West End iced tea.
I don't know nothing about Long Island. I just know about the West End.
Oh, then talk to me about what's in that. Some
Simply lemonade.
Okay.
A little bit of Miss Molly's tea.
Okay.
Pineapple vodka.
Okay.
Got a little bit of Bacardi.
Good God Almighty.
Simple syrup.
Goodness gracious.
Mix that all up, and it's West End.
There you have it, folks. There you have it. Now, I would advise
what you got, Mike D? What you got?
Well, hold up. I want to advise everyone that's listening. Don't you do that. That man is a professional. Don't you do what he just did. That West End, I have you in the West End. That West End will have you in the West End. Don't you do it. Hey, I just got a little.
He's a professional.
Hey, he's a professional. I just got a little Granny's tea, peach crown.
Here you, hey, look, don't at your own risk.
At your own risk. And this is what I got. So that's what we do. Granny's tea, you know, peach crown, sweet tea, little simple syrup, and we do it. So let's get that toast going and we can get it rock and rolling.
That's hot.
So those that are watching, listening, if you got whatever you got in your cup, your glass, you go ahead and you toast it up with us. Bottles, glasses, plastic. Alleyways backwards, perfection takes practice. Friendship turned kinship, 2/3 of the street dynastic.
Brotherhood from the neighborhood. This podcast is going to be a classic. Divine state of mind, our movement subline. On the rocks, brother, give me something strong.
A mixer, slice of lime, put your drink up. Now let's link up. It's nothing but love in this atmosphere. Peace, salutations, brothers and sisters, the fellas, we in here. Cheers.
Cheers.
That cool, refreshing drink. So, y'all know what we did?
What
we talk about?
Part 2. This is part 2 of what we did last week. Ain't that right?
Right.
Pat, if I got my information right, Mike.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's we really just talking about parents manipulating the children's path, and we kind of spoke from my perspective. And so what we really want to do is talk to some young folks about their thoughts, how they see it, because it's important for us to listen to our young people and just learn from them from time to time. So we have some very, 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 very special guests. I'll introduce one. Brother Six, I'll allow you to introduce the other. You know, so we had this young brother on a while back. Hopefully we'll get the other brother, but this is my son, Naeem Davidson, you know, my only son, you know what I'm saying, my only begotten son, who so loved the world. But you know, so I got him on, and he's gonna talk a little bit about his perspective. And who else do we have, Brother Six?
I got my daughter Courtney. She goes by Courtney. My gift to the world. We're close. We talk about everything, and she's gonna give her perspective as well. I talked earlier to her, and she kind of and we kind of just vibed a little bit on what we were discussing tonight. And I just as you just said to our listeners and to our viewers, that just something we was discussing last week. We just want to continue on and get it from a younger perspective.
All right, that's what's up. That's
Yep,
what.
yep,
All right,
yep,
so good people, Courtney, Naeem, y'all can come off the mute. And so essentially what we talked about last week, Pat, if you want to start it off a little bit, and then Courtney, what we might have to do is you might have to be on mute until you're ready to say something, because you got a whole lot going on back there. No, you good. So kind of set it out as far as what we were talking about, and so they can get a kind of understanding of where they want to go, and then we'll pass it. Because really, we want y'all to talk. We're gonna listen. We'll vibe in whenever we can.
Turn in, yeah. Oh, okay. See, there's a glamour shot.
Yeah.
So basically, we were having a discussion on parents manipulating their kids' future, and we kind of came to a consensus that, you know, there's some situations that the manipulation or the advice or the direction that parents give is a good thing, but we also came to the conclusion that sometimes it's a bad thing that we don't necessarily live in the same world that you all live in today. So some of the things we did may not work for you all. So what we really wanted to do is just, you know, talk to you all, and maybe if I started out with a question, then both of y'all chime in and we can go from there. So my question is, and you can be honest, this is an open table. Think about just sitting out on the porch talking. So do you believe that the guidance that your parents tried to give you or gave you was overbearing, or did it actually really help you?
Anybody can take that.
I'll kind of start with a little bit.
Okay, you can go ahead.
Oh, that's a good question. I would say in certain aspects, yes. There's some aspects where, especially for me, how I was younger coming into high school, definitely the advice that dad gave me kind of boosted my confidence when it comes to certain things, be more outspoken, be more what's the best way I can say it? Having meaning to what I say and kind of standing my ground on certain situations.
Yeah.
But I think that it's definitely a kind of thing where it can double-edged sword, where sometimes that works and other things throughout time you have your own mindset, you have your own goals and what you feel on certain things that you kind of, I wouldn't say was like take their advice and just one ear out the other, but certainly just you know, have your own mindset in certain things in the end.
Okay. What about you, Courtney?
I feel like my mom and my dad, they were kind of strict on me, but at the same time kind of let me fall and bump my head at times. I feel like things that they did teach me, I do use in today time with my kids in certain situations. But I also feel as if, you know, they were kind of not hard on me, but they wanted me to have good grades. They wanted me, you know, play the sports and do stuff. It was pressure, but it was pressure that I needed to give me that responsibility of, hey, I got to have this in order to do this, to do that, to where now in my adult life, I kind of still use that method, if that makes any sense.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely makes absolute sense.
So that's pretty much, that's pretty much it.
So I have a follow-up for both of y'all. So I'm sure, you know, there's 6, you know, with you, Courtney, and probably your Uncle Pat as well, at times probably talk to you about education, school, the importance.
Yes.
and going that route and doing that thing. And Naeem, like, you know how what we talked about in this.
Yeah.
Was there at any point in time where any of you felt like that wasn't, or okay, that's the route that I want to go, that's my thing? Or when did you all feel like you were able to say to your parents, that's not where I want to go, and and have a plan that was that you could execute that was different than that route?
I would have to say when I was 19, when I was pregnant with my first daughter, that route of going to college and doing that whole, playing the sports in college, doing it, because I made the good grades. I did what I was supposed to do, but I wanted to choose a different route. I wanted to work. I wanted to get out and see what it was like, because I wasn't, not so much that they kept me sheltered, because they let me go to parties and stuff like that, but I wasn't that type of kid. Like, I wasn't trying to go to the mall, hang out with my friends. So when I got of age and I kind of got that free will, I wanted to take a different route than take that route, because I'm always doing school. I'm always doing something. I got tired of doing it. So, I mean, that was kind of pretty much of the route that I wanted to take.
Yeah, I remember asking her to play basketball because she was so tall, she was so aggressive, she was so competitive. I said, why don't you play ball? And she just totally went against it. Like she was like, I ain't gonna do it. And she said she kept it to herself, and she just totally went against it and achieved in other things. And I was just like impossible, because she was standing up in court, being a lawyer, defending people, and was a master at it. And I was like, wow, it was like incredible. So that's some things I guess we do just influence, and then they just go totally against what you think or what you had planned. It's like, oh gosh, she's so big, she's gonna be so athletic, and then she's like a whip at math, and she's like teaching math at like her early age. She's tutoring other students, and I'm like, no, you need to play ball. So right. it was like a total. I mean, it was, man, it's just unbelievable the way the children choose their own paths sometimes and go their ways and be so successful at it. It's incredible. Right. And for me to live a part of that, man.
Stuff on mute.
Yeah. No, you're okay.
Yeah. So Naeem, what about you? What do you think?
I would say right now, I actually say like this year, like right now, it's the closest I've been to just having my own mindset of things and taking what's the right way I can say it, because I've just been thinking about that. Just find my own goal and my own end goal and plan of things. Just having even I feel like I was the same way of like even though I'm completely different than my sister, I wasn't as outgoing. I kept to myself. I was always thinking of what was the next thing I wanted to do. And even though some things and certain things weren't always as concrete, I would say now is the most I've ever been in my life that I felt like, okay, the things I'm doing right now is tangible. I can see it happening. I know, I feel like, even like I was telling you that about the business and what I want to be doing. Yeah, this is the most confident I've been on something. There's been side steps here along the way, advice I've been given, and of course I always take that in consideration. But when I have this mindset, I feel like this is like you always told me when we was younger, that fire we have. This is something I have, and I'm like, I'm not letting this go.
Okay. Brothers, y'all got anything?
Well,
I got a question to ask. Whenever Pat, go ahead, Pat. I'll ask the question.
I'm able to, by being one of the parents on here, being an uncle to both of you young folk, I can see from the outside. And first of all, I want to tell both of you all that I'm extremely proud of you. I've watched both of you all grow. Naeem, you don't know it, but I've watched you grow from a baby You know, and I didn't see you as much, but I mean, Naeem, I didn't see you as much, but I talked to your dad, and me and him have had some personal conversations, and I've to grow and mature. Courtney, I was there for a lot of you growing up, so I've seen both of y'all grow up into some wonderful young adults. And I want to tell y'all, first of all, make it public that I'm proud of both of you all. Those that are listening, these two young adults that we have on here are very, very smart, very talented. And, you know, I want you all to know that even once you all grow up and you all, and Courtney, you already got kids and you're already experiencing this, but Naeem, you'll see later once you have kids and stuff that it's always a learning process. So us being in our 50s, we're still learning from you all also. And what I was going to say is last week we came to the determination that although you all didn't take the path that Uncle Pat or Dad wanted you to take, we're still happy where you are. We're still proud of you. And we see that you're going somewhere and that you're just taking a different route than we took. Me and Mike, we had a conversation after me and Brother Six had got off, and we've come to that conclusion that we see what you all are doing, and you know we're there for you still.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
I appreciate that, Pat.
I wanted to ask this question to Naeem and Courtney. Naeem, Courtney, my question to you as young adults and being a parent and a grandparent is that what are some of the great times that you can remember about something in your life that your parents did that you just think back on more than usually, just kind of get you through the day? It's some things that we've said, there's some things that we did that you've seen that you ain't never mentioned, but it's like, man, if it wasn't for this moment, or if it wasn't for them saying this, or I remember this that helped me get through this day with my everyday chores, or you know, reaching a goal. And it's like, man, I remember this, man. I am so proud of that, because the reason why I asked that is because I'm 51 now, and I look at my mom and she's still living, praise be to Allah, and I just think about some of the things that she did when I was coming up, and that I can remember. That now that I understand or overstand, it's, man, that gets me through the day, because I remember back the struggle and the proud moments that she always kept a smile on her face, to be like, man, it's always someone that's got it worse. What are some of those moments that you can remember? If you can just share one of those with me.
I'm sure Courtney remembers when you had a neck.
Yes. Now, a time I can remember is some of the good moments that I liked as a family that we would do is when we would go skating, and wow, some of the sit downs and talks that we used to have. We used to just ride around and we'll just talk for hours about different things that I might have been dealing with at that time, things I didn't understand that were, you know, during my teenage years, going through middle school and high school, I wasn't understanding. And you having those conversations with me kind of helped me and guided me to a point to where I was able to deal with some things. And, you know, the skating part of it as a family, like it was our thing. It was something that we would do that we all could do, and we would have fun with it. You know, it was just something as a family, as a unit that we would do. And it was just our thing to do. And right. It was just them my good times. I mean, of course, it's a lot more, but just some of the main things. Those two are the two main things.
I like that. I like that. I like that a lot. I like that a lot.
I would say there's 3 moments in my life I can quickly think of that like I still remember. The first one being, and this way back when I was back in Atlanta, when I was in middle school, I remember me and Dad playing football. And even during them times when we was just like outside just talking, there was many times we would just talk when we was there. The second time was, I believe I forgot how old I was, but it was a time when I finally stopped crying when I had to leave to go back to Atlanta when we had those trips. Because it was every time it was like I did not want to go. I just, even though he told us this always the time I'm gonna see you, the moment I was like, I'm gonna see him, it's gotta be good, which I feel like a confident moment for me. And the last will be probably when he introduced me into the podcast that he wanted to do, and talking about that and seeing what he wanted to do to it, and just all those conversations we used to have. Just anytime we have a conversation about something we're both passionate about, things like this, Marvel, all of that, things of that nature, having that time to have that like hour-long conversations about it always keeps me going.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
That's heavy. I didn't even, that's heavy.
So let me add
appreciate the
both
share.
of you all, being young adults, and as Naeem said, being able to create your path, your goals, your end state. Do you feel that advice from your parents, your uncle, being me, is what's the word I want to use?
Helpful.
Pressure.
Or helpful.
Do you feel pressure that I need to listen to them, or are they gonna feel some kind of way if I don't listen to them? Or do you take it in stride and say, okay, I'm gonna put this in my bag? Because truthfully, that's what we want y'all to do. And this goes for my kids and people that are listening.
Yeah.
We know that you're grown. We know that you're gonna do what you want to do, but we just want you to put that in your bag that if you need to pull it out later. So do you
later on
feel pressure from the suggestions or the comments or the guidance that your parents give you and your uncle gives you, or how do y'all take that?
When y'all say certain things, I know I look at it like, as they say, like y'all giving me the juice, like y'all giving me game on what I need, because y'all done been there, done that. Sometimes some things are probably rubbing me the wrong way, but I know that it's not coming from a bad place. Anything that y'all have ever told me is something to help me, not hurt me. So, I mean, no matter how I felt later on in the process, I understood what was told to me at first. So it was just, from y'all, I don't never feel like y'all judging me or nothing like that. Even when I'm around y'all, it's just the, kind of just let me be myself. Really, I always have, respectfully, not nothing crazy or nothing like that. But conversation wise and me expressing myself, y'all never pass no judgment or nothing. But if y'all see me doing something wrong, y'all tell me, like, no, you shouldn't do it like that. You should do it like this. And those things, they did help me. So no, I didn't look at you like y'all was judging me. The group in itself was like, nah, them was my uncles. I can't do it. Nah, I didn't. Y'all was laid back. Y'all was cool.
That's what's up. That's good to hear.
I think the best way I can put it is, I will always, at least for right now, I'm soon going to get out of that, but I feel like I'm always going to see it from a young generation standpoint or a mindset, where whether good advice, just saying, hey, this is the best way to do this, you want to get down to this road, I feel like I'll definitely take it. I'm still gotta think like, man, like there's always an easier, at least for me, we always see it as like, oh, it's an easier route to do this. It's the quickest way. They just saying it because, even my dad was like, I know you're me. I've been through this before. It's always like that young generation, like, they just saying this is and that. Soon that's gonna get out of my system, and I'm gonna be in that throne right next to him, like, oh man, this exactly what my dad was saying. He went through this. I see what's happening. It's that endless cycle. Do I think it can be broken? It's not. I wouldn't say it's not possible, but it can happen, and it will happen actually. As this generation goes on, it's not gonna be easy because we gotta see ourselves in our kids. Like, dang, I say this to my dad, I say this to my mom. But once we gotta understand things, you see throughout each generation, they understand more. Yeah, there'll be some things that'll be a little bit more conservative, but that's for every single generation. So
we did it. I mean, we all remember our parents saying stuff to us, and we went the opposite way. Yeah, we went the direct opposite of it, and that's part of why, you know, one of the things that I said, you know, I used to say when I would mentor young folks, is that when we mentor, when we talk to, you know, you all as our children, and we talk to other kids that are children in our presence, it's like that's really us time traveling. That is us physically and spiritually time traveling back to tell you exactly what's about to happen. You know what I mean? Because we done walked that, like we done heard our parents say this, that, and the third, and then we went the opposite direction because our spirit was like, oh man, we can do this. That's the easy way. They just, you know, and then later on in life, we'd be like, man, I don't know how many times I'm gonna keep bumping my head before I'm just like, you know, or be like, Pat might say something, you know, even in our peer group, they're like, you know, he the first to do whatever, and be like, man, I wouldn't do this. I mean, you know, I get boom, 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 dang, hey Pat.
There you go. Man, what did you say to do?
You just like, I bumped my head on this one. You'd be like, yeah, I told you. Like, you right. And then you have to go through that. So we all go through that. I think for you all, as well as those that are listening, the parents, the kids, whomever, the children that are listening, the young people more so than anything. For us, we see around those corners. And at a certain age, I was told like at 40, we become prophets because we kind of know like, hey, technology is going to change, this is going to change, but the game is going to stay the same for the most part. And for us, we know that our parents were really just wanted the best for us.
Right.
And they were trying to, they were like the line, they were the offensive line. And that's what we've become. We've become the offensive line. I see that pretty baby though. That's right there. That just, we move, you know, when we say height, we move that line. We try to make a way. We try to make
that line and hold our lane.
Yeah, we try to make holes for y'all to run through and go get it, whichever way it is. And we try to guide, or at least say this based on where we at right now. Like, if you can do this, it'll be an easier path in you doing what you want to do. You know what I mean? Instead of having to work 2, 3, 4 jobs, hustle, you know, to do all that. Like, if you do this, you might not have to do this. You can relax, your stress level can do this, you can travel, you can do. And so it's those things, but at the end of the day, y'all gonna figure it out. One way or another, y'all got your own purpose.
You know,
y'all gonna figure it out.
I'm so proud. I just want to give a shout out to Courtney, my daughter on here, because she is such a beautiful person. And she's a Cancer as well. I'm a Cancer. And she's the woman Cancer. She is, and we don't know that. I'm just putting that out there. I'm just saying that right now. But I'm just trying to give her some congrats. So
take my hand.
So she's just a beautiful and a smart person. And I want to, in our relationship, with her being a daughter, I've always treated her. My manipulation was like a boy, man. I did do things that wasn't girly like towards her the time that I spent with her. And my life was rough, man. I was in that house and all that. But anyway, I wanted to give her a props on who she is today, because I wanted to have that connection with her, because she was a girl on being very smart, being very intelligent in the fields that she need to make it in life, but being very street swabby or savvy or game or whatever you want to call it, and have both of those, because nowadays that seems to be what we need. to get through this game, man, because this life is a game now. And I'm not saying she's better than anybody else, but I think the manipulation that I had was like, both of these are very important. And these are things as a woman you need to learn and you need to know. And she succeeded at that at extremes that I wouldn't believe that she was doing. I'm proud of her on the way she took it and she handled it.
Absolutely.
As a woman and where you're at with your children, your home, you got a beautiful family, you done came from one spot and moved to the other, proving that you could do it. How, as a Black woman, as a young Black woman these days, did you achieve those goals with some of the tools that you had at a young age?
Mm.
Sorry, I'm still with the baby. Some of the things, restate your question again. I'm sorry. I was listening, but I was
some of the tools that your parents gave you at a young age to be where you're at today, to go through what you went through in your life. How does that help? Can you explain to some of those who are going through some of those things, some of our listeners, some of our viewers that are young, that are having second guesses about, can I do it? I can't do it. And to end up where you are, give some advice to them of some of the tools that they may not be listening to.
Some of the
things we tell them, they just don't listen these days.
Man, you asked the question.
some of the tools that y'all taught me is, as far as, you know, when it came to my grades, I knew I had to have good grades in order to get to do things. So I knew if you wanted results, you had to make it happen, basically. I knew that part of it. As far as me wanting to spend money and do certain things, you know, you and mama, certain things I wanted to do, y'all wasn't going, you feel me? Y'all wasn't going to do it. You feel me? I just one of them teenagers that I just wanted to work. So when I started working and started making my own money and doing my own thing, you know, y'all teaching me the responsibility of, you know, you need to go ahead and you need to do this. And so if you go ahead and do this, you don't have to worry about it later. Cause I would try to not, you know, still sometimes to this day, I'm still, you know, guilty for doing it. Sometimes, you know, I'll try to, I'm gonna wait, I'm gonna do it this way. If you already, if you got the money, go ahead and pay it and get it out the way. You know, don't procrastinate. That's the main thing you and mama, like y'all been telling me all my life, staying organized. You know, I try my best to stay as organized. And, you know, I think back to some of the days, how you used to be, you know, take this out, do this like this. My mama would be like, do this like this. And if you don't do it, you can't go here. You can't do this. So today, sometimes in different ways, I still use that mentality and just trying to balance it out and not give up. You know, you get overwhelmed and you're like, man, I'm done. I ain't trying to, you can't give up. If you're going to give up, well, why'd you even start doing it? Like, you got to keep at that same motivation you had to do it. You got to keep it going and just don't give up. You're going to get results at the end. It might not come when you want it, but it's going to come on time, as they say. But it's just, you got to have patience. You got to have patience, but you can't procrastinate. You can't give up. You just can't. That's one thing that I know I keep repeating myself, but that's just one thing that I had to keep telling myself at a young age. I would get so mad and just, you know, upset with how my life was going with certain decisions that I had made. And, you know, I just kept pushing through it because I knew if I give up, then I ain't gonna have no lights. I ain't gonna have nowhere to sleep. I ain't gonna have nothing to eat. So I gotta keep going no matter what, no matter if my mom and my daddy at certain times, you know, you had to cut me off to where you couldn't help me with certain things and do certain things for me anymore. And I had to figure it out on my own. And I did. I didn't give up. I figured it out to the point to where it helped me grow and mature to know that if something was to happen to y'all, I will be okay. I would know how to handle it. I would know how to do it. I was very mad and upset at first because I'm like, how can y'all do it? You know, y'all my mama, y'all my daddy, y'all supposed to whoop, whoop, this and that. But at the same note, I didn't know the lesson that was being taught because I was so blinded by the anger of that you're supposed to help me right now. I need your help right now. But y'all not helping me really help me, if it makes sense.
Oh, it makes perfect sense. That was beautiful. That was excellent. I mean,
And
that
that's
was
gonna help somebody. That's a testimony for you. That's gonna actually help somebody.
yeah, that was phenomenal. Hell, it helped me as a parent.
Yeah.
That was wonderful. No facts.
And I want to tell both of y'all that it never changes, because I'm still telling these two young cats stuff now, and they still bumping their heads and not listening.
Yeah.
Y'all
That's real
parents.
talk.
So
That's
I'm
real
elder
talk,
than
man.
these two, and
You
I'm
can never
still
stop
telling this
learning,
good
man.
stuff.
It's
So
incredible.
go ahead, Naeem.
Yeah.
Quit busting me out too.
Sorry to be so long.
I'm trying to think of
No, you good, Courtney.
One
That
of
was
the,
beautiful.
I think there's like three big ones two or three that I remember like vividly, like constantly being told. It's just like always when it comes to like the career you want to do, or activity or something that you find yourself constantly doing. He always being told, picture yourself doing this for the rest of your life. Picture you doing it if money wasn't involved, something you can do that continuously you want to do. For me, filming, photography, things of that nature, something that you enjoy. If no money was involved, you just want to keep doing.
You wake up and do it.
Wake up and do it just to do it. And that's something I've always like, okay, if I want to do something, that's something to keep in mind. Also, just having a plan, just having, even for my parents, just having it, just like, if you want to like be able to do something, go somewhere, figure out your life in this, having a plan, concrete or not, just something that like a tangible plan. I say that can work. Make sure you can do all your research, everything you need for that. I think the biggest one, even just aside from it, just that we've learned since I was like younger, it's just based on your image, just like your brand. I'll say that. That's always been turned. Just like anything you do, I think especially it works now because of the generation I'm in. Just like your digital footprint does not leave. That's something that you can't erase. It'll always stay there. So when it comes to anything you say, do, people are watching. So you have to take that in mind of what your brand is and what you stand for that.
Man, yeah, I think that when we talk about that branding, Courtney, like when I used to tell my kids about branding, it was simply that as Courtney Williamson, when you step outside the door, you a brand all to itself. Whether you selling something or whatever, you walking out, and more than anything, you're selling yourself. You're selling your image. You're selling. You want people to gravitate to you that have something that can take you to the next level. And so, always being conscious about what that image is, and not to the point where you are trying to do this for the image, but just being conscious of like, this is who I am. This is my namesake. It means something, and I don't want to tarnish my name. I don't want my name to be dirt, around town in people's mouth. I want when they say Courtney, a smile lights up. My brand is good. I'm always in the black with people. I'm never in the red because it's just important to do that. And I could tell you, I'm a speak for. Brother Six, I'm gonna speak for Pat, with his children, and I can surely do that for you all, and I could say that probably for every parent that's listening. You all don't understand the impact that you've had on our lives. You literally saved us as human beings. Had not been for you all, telling what we might have been doing, jackasses and things of that nature, it's because of y'all coming into the world that we had to straighten up. We had to get right. We had to be laser focused on you all and making sure that you were there. And so as Pat said earlier, man, we learning. We absolutely are learning on the job. And especially at this age, especially now that you're adults, we're learning more about how to let go. Because quite frankly, and Pat, Six, y'all can jump in, we never had these type of conversations with our parents. This is something totally different. We did not talk like this Our parents didn't listen to us like this. They didn't ask questions like this. And our hope is that as y'all continue to grow and we role model some of this stuff, that y'all gonna take it to another level to where y'all children are going to be able to, off the top, feel confident that they can share at an early age and do all that. So I just want to thank both of you all from this perspective of just being the phenomenal young people that you are, and just letting you both know that y'all were more of a blessing to us than you know. Y'all probably would never know the blessings that y'all brought upon our lives. But I wanted you to hear that from us.
I wanted to say to Naeem and to Courtney, I'm going to leave y'all with a question. I want to tell you, both of you all, how thankful I am to have you all in my lives. Just hearing some of the things, Mike and Naeem, some of the things you said to me. You know, you don't really put your business out in the street, so I don't know much, but the things you said to me is a beautiful thing that I've learned from. I took and I put in my bag. To you, Courtney, you know, we're very close. We tell each other everything. That's the relationship I wanted with you, and it worked out. I want to let you know personally that it worked out to the way I wanted it as a father. You want that open relationship with your daughter because it's so much against you these days. I wanted to ask both of you all, Naeem, as a young man, and whatever you do in life, some of the advice to those who want to be where you are, or where you're trying to be. Some of the things you've done to help those who ain't made it there yet but are trying. And for you, Courtney, as a daughter, personally, from middle school to high school, some of the traditional things that you've learned through your trainings in life, and then having that family. You're right now. You're my daughter, and I see you with a family, and you're holding it together as that young Black woman who they said could never do it. For some of those young mothers to get to come from where you were to where you are now, and to be able to, because that's the most beautiful thing these days, and that is to hold a family together. How did you get there? And so to those two questions to you, and I love you both. And if you could tackle that.
Now I guess I go first. I guess, you know, like I said earlier, never giving up. Sorry about the music in the background. We have to play that so she can be quiet. But anyway.
Was that the baby? Is that the pawpaw baby? Oh, okay.
Yeah, she's not having it. But anyway, basically, you know, it's easier said than done. I can sit here and say so much, but there's no rule book, there's no playbook to it. It's all about the road, the paths that you decide to take. And if you're gonna take that path, you're gonna have to stick with it. You're gonna have to stick it all the way through. You know, my relationship with my boyfriend, you know, we've been together for a long time. We came from a rocky, you know, past. But us now to where we at now, we all about family. You know, we getting our money together. We taking care of our family, keeping a roof over our head, doing what we're supposed to be doing. You know, I didn't think I was going to be here. You know, I didn't think I was going to be how I'm living, but I'm living good and I'm blessed. But I never gave up. That's the main thing. I used to get so frustrated and so mad about so many different situations, you know, Instagram and Facebook and TikTok and all of it. You know, it's all fun and games, but this is reality. This is life. You know, they live a fictional life on there. And I think sometimes the confusion of people seeing how, you know, this is how my life's supposed to be. This is how I'm supposed to be doing it. No, you ain't supposed to do it. Supposed to do it how it's going to come to you. If you rush it, that's the wrong way to do it. It's never going to turn out right because you're rushing. You got to do what is actually chosen no, it's hard. I can't find the correct word to use, but
no, you finding the correct words.
You gotta have patience, and it's gonna come to you. It's so easy for me to say it, but actually living through it, I used to be out here, ripping around in the streets, doing different things, I have no business doing because I was curious. I wanted to know, I wanted to see if this is really how it was. And we didn't really have no internet and stuff like that for real back then. It was just getting introduced. Facebook was just coming from MySpace, but it was just, I really wasn't caught up in that. I was caught up in what was going on in the streets. And now it's all about what's online. And, I ain't gonna say all of it, but most of it, it's fictional. It's real life out here. People play hard on the internet. They girls is getting their bodies done, getting hair done, doing all of that is unnecessary if you ain't got your priorities together. Ain't nothing gonna happen, work how you want to work unless you take care of your business first, then play later. If you playing first because you young, you want to do this, yeah, it's cool. I did that too, and I had to keep starting over because I didn't pay attention to what was put in front of me at first. It makes sense. I guess I'm saying it right.
Oh man!
But that's pretty much. I don't know. I'm blessed to be where I'm at today. I was upset at 19, at first that found out I was pregnant, but then I looked at it like a blessing, me and him, we didn't know it's our first child. We didn't know what we was going to do. We coming from being all about ourselves and getting the shoes, doing this, doing that to, we got a baby now. We got a real life baby. Everything stops. If she's not benefiting from it, it ain't benefiting me. Like that's how I had to start thinking and moving in order to be successful and be where I'm at now. Or if not, because I feel like I could still be at my mama's house. Not saying nothing's wrong with it. You can, if you're trying to move to the next level, but if you're just doing that just because you're lazy and you don't want to do nothing else, you ain't never go nowhere because you're gonna have that lazy mentality throughout life. You're gonna be 40-some years old, you feel me, living with your mama because you ain't got that. You got that strive. You see it on the internet. You see what you like and what you want to do, but you can't do it because you're lazy. You gotta stop being lazy. You gotta stop procrastinating. You gotta have patience. You gotta keep going.
What words you was looking for, but I almost said, yeah.
Hey, I was about to give you a towel because you was preaching like a Baptist preacher over there.
Camera.
Listen,
but I'm glad I can share it with y'all, and I'm glad that y'all, invited me onto y'all podcast. I ain't really never talked to nobody really besides my daddy and my boyfriend and a little bit to my mom about, some of the things that I've been through. So having this, I hope it does help somebody because I didn't have.
I think we have found another. Remember, we talked about bringing the young people on. I think we are slowly grabbing and putting together a team of teams that we gonna create a space for y'all because I'm listening to you tonight. We want to let you answer too, but I just want to say, Courtney, being the one that probably has seen you, and from your genesis, but not necessarily being there, for the most part. I am. There probably are no words, really. I'm so impressed by you and the way you put this thing together and the way that you are able to communicate. Because I don't want to use that, because they'll say, "Oh, you know how to articulate yourself," as if you shouldn't know how. But just the way that your thoughts and the maturity in what you're saying is amazing. I can't say enough about it. And I know that your mother and father are extremely proud of you. And I know that your children and your family are going to be all right because I can hear in your voice. I felt everything that you said, and I know that you're going to be good because it's in you. That greatness, that divine is in you. So I know you're going to be all right. So I definitely appreciate you sharing that for
Thank
sure.
You.
No,
Thank you. I appreciate it.
No, thank you, sweetheart. Thank you for real. All right, Naeem, what you got, doctor?
If the best way I can say is I went from trial to error to error to error. Not everything was from the first time. Like the best I can say for people like me who's young, who's still trying to figure out themselves, is just like not everything you're gonna think of is gonna be the first go. You're not gonna get in the first go. If I can talk to myself, probably I can see going into high school, I would not see myself trying to become a filmmaker, cinematographer, photographer. Like I would not see myself as that. The amount of times I switched what I wanted to do, I went from wanting to do design shoes, design video games, just go from all different aspects before I finally figured out what I actually wanted to do. And I had to get myself out of the darkest holes I've been in my life to figure out where I want to be in my life. I went through a lot just to get here. And still with that, it's just right now, just even me 20, I'm in 2 months, I'm going to be 21. And right now I feel like I know everything I want to do. And there's still more to come from this. So for the people, young people just listening, remember everything you're doing right now, that's just the beginning. Who knows what's going to happen in your life that can change everything, but you have to stand strong with what you believe in and have that perfect mindset. You'll know when it comes. You're going to have that feeling like, I know this can happen. I can make this happen. Work on that, make that happen, and it'll be there.
Wow.
Yeah, this was good.
This is good. I see the lights. They don't know about that. Well, Courtney might. Courtney do.
Here's what I want to close with.
She's one of them 80 babies.
Here's what I want to close with.
Go ahead.
Had two phenomenal young people on
here.
Oh
man, that's beautiful.
And I can't say enough.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Our young folk. And for those that are listening that are our age, we need to say more about our young folk. We don't praise our young folk enough. We always want to bash them and tell them what they didn't do and they're doing it wrong. So this is an opportunity that we want to tell both of you all that we're proud of you all and folk that are listening. But the two main things that I want to close with are not nothing that Patrick said. It's something that these two young folks said. Naeem said that the first time might not work, but keep going. Courtney said, never give up. Pushing. And you know, the truth of the matter is, that's the formula in life.
Yeah.
There are two young people that have figured out the formula of life. Because the truth of the matter is, you're never going to get it right, probably on the first try, and you just got to keep going, keep trying, keep going back to the flying board until you get it. That's it.
That's it.
Get it out. That's it. It's that simple. So I appreciate that you all took the time to get on here, Naeem. It's always a pleasure, young brother.
Definitely.
Courtney, I know you know, being a mom and having to cook, and for everybody listening, Courtney's pretty cold in that kitchen too. She get it.
Yes,
so, but you know, I know it's tough. You know, you're dealing with your baby. You got Faith, my beautiful, great niece down there, and all the family things going on. So I want to tell both of you all, I appreciate that you all took the time to spend a little time with us and just tell somebody to tell somebody to tell somebody, because we're just trying to reach out to everybody from the young and the old and just try to make a difference in the community, one podcast at a time.
Absolutely.
That's beautiful.
Hicks, what you got, brother?
Tonight, and Courtney, thank you all both for getting on and sharing testimony and things that may help somebody. I hope it do help just somebody. Anybody that's listening tonight at this conversation from Naeem and Courtney and from us. that could just get the conversation started on some of the things as a young life, as a young person that are going through these days. Hey, these are some of the things that you're going through, that everybody's going through. Everybody has something going on. And it's just like Pat was saying, that you just can't give up. You can't quit. You got to keep trying. You're going to mess up. It may not work the first time. Hey, keep trying. Don't give up. So I'm just going to leave it with you two saying thank you very much. And Mike and Pat, I'm thinking that with this young group that we're trying to get started, these are two people that we need to get together and let them get started on this thing, because I know that it just sounds like in their voice, it's just a whole nother, man, it's a whole nother universe that these two young, you just feel the spirit from these two on where it could go for these young people, because the message is so, well, everybody gets it. And I'm just gonna leave with that. Mike, go ahead, talk on it a little bit. I'm walk with you. Thank you. I love you. That blinking of the light, that means we gotta go. Like I said, Courtney, you might know something about it. When them lights started blinking in the street, you need to be in the house. Don't be out in the house when them street lights came on.
Indeed. So first and foremost, thank both of you all. It's so very proud of both of you and where you're at and where you're going to be. I love both of you dearly, and will continue to always pray and affirm greatness in your life and divine countenance on you both. Again, we want to thank our listeners for tuning in. We hope that you got something from this, and we pray that you get this out and you share this with someone, and it will open up the conversation. And to my parents, especially my Black parents that came up the way that we came up, where, we were always about talk to, tell them this and they better do this and don't say nothing. And listen, I get that and I understand that. And there's a time and a place here and there. But let me tell you, we got to start listening to our young people. They have a purpose here that's different. We just vessels to get them here, and they have their own purpose in life. But we got to start listening to our young people. We got to provide them with the safe space. And I think Pat said it best. We have to start praising our young people. We can't just always beat them down and say they ain't doing this and saying do this. And then when they do that, they reaffirm all the negative stuff. We get mad. Well, we affirming it to them. Let's start giving positive affirmations of the good things that they do. And it's okay. We can be tough on them. We can expect, but they have their purpose here too. And as long as you do it in love, they hear us. We just witness. They hear us. They just walk in the path the same way that our parents was talking to us.
That's right.
We heard them. We just walked our own path, and as we got older, we did this. So with that, we appreciate you, and I'll sign it off the way that I always sign off. The time is now, and the week is new, and we'll have more podcasts with you. And you'll have things you want to talk about. We will too. See you later.